Hi, it's Friday, October the 14th. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times and happy to report it rained in Little Rock. I've been needing it at my house. I don't know about you. Is it news that another woman has come forward, a former New York model, to say that Donald Trump groped her under her skirt in a New York bar some years ago? Probably not. We'll move along. His answer would be, of course, that Bill Clinton must have, should have, did do worse than he's ever done. I'd like to give a shout out today to the Legislative Audit Bureau at the state capitol. Earlier this year, Asa Hutchinson hired Cindy Gillespie to be his Department of Human Services director. He increased the pay of that job by $120,000 a year. She went to work on a special contract for 2 months before the legislature formally approved her salary, as is required by the Arkansas Constitution. Interestingly enough, the Democrat Gazette reported this morning that Legislative Audit pointed out that it was unconstitutional and illegal to pay her to run a state agency at a greatly inflated rate of pay without getting legislative approval first. The governor has some excuses, and it's true the legislature didn't really object. We knew this was happening at the time. It's good news that Legislative Audit, which has been used politically at certain times, has called the governor out for not following procedures. Perhaps it'll discourage him from doing it again. Go to the Arkansas blog or go to Google and look up Michelle Obama's speech. She gave a remarkable campaign speech for Hillary Clinton yesterday. It was a denunciation of Donald Trump and some of the things he said about women, but I think it represented 8 years of frustration of sexist and racist remarks directed at the Obamas and a universal cry for better equal treatment of people of all sorts, all human beings, not just a denunciation of Donald Trump. It was a remarkable speech. It made you wish that Michelle Obama was running for president. The Associated Press and USA Today has combined for a report on accidental gun deaths among children. They find that the rate is much higher than previously supposed. We don't keep very good records on accidental gun shootings at any age, for that matter. The gun lobby doesn't like to keep good statistics on gun deaths and accidental happenings because they're afraid it might lead to gun safety measures. Gee, that would be a terrible thing, wouldn't it? The Economist has written about Tom Cotton's campaign swing through Iowa this week, that it was a campaign swing for some Iowa candidates, but more to introduce Tom Cotton to Iowa audiences for his expected run for the president in 2020. The Economist article says that Cotton is walking a fine line between being a conventional establishment Republican, strong on war, strong on defense, strong on tax cutting, while at the same time trying to curry favor with the nativist populist base that Donald Trump has curried favor with so much. It's kind of funny to hear Tom Cotton excoriate the elites in the course of trying to reach out to Trump people. This is a man with 2 Harvard degrees who did a stint at the international consulting firm McKinsey. If there's any elite in the race, it would be Tom Cotton. The University of Central Arkansas yesterday released the names of 8 people that will interview in Dallas next week to reduce the field of candidates to be the next president of UCA. Tom Courtway is going to step down next year. One of those names that we talked about earlier, Cody Highland, the prosecutor in Conway, was sort of a non-conventional potential candidate for the post, was not on the finalist list. The Arkansas Times got word yesterday from David Pryor's family that he showed remarkable improvement after being treated, including surgery, for a stroke Monday. He's hospitalized in Fayetteville. He's still not taking visitors. He is speaking. They have great hopes for his recuperation. He had the good fortune to be near a hospital that had a couple of brothers who are specialists in a very advanced form of neurosurgery, in which they can go in and remove clots from the brain, such as David Pryor suffered. It was interesting. They are Iranian brothers who fled religious persecution in their Middle Eastern country and have made a home in America. In the political context of the times where the Republican side is talking about stopping people from coming from other countries, it was sort of an interesting note that our beloved former senator got help from people who came to America to find a better life. The Arkansas State Fair has begun. The rain stopped after this morning. The candy apples are $4 each, and they're pretty big based on the pictures I've seen from Cat Robinson. And finally, they were going to blow up the last concrete arches on the Broadway Bridge today, but the lightning this morning delayed that explosion. It's going to be 8 a.m. Saturday morning if you want to get in line and see something dynamite, so to speak, in Little Rock tomorrow morning. They will guard the area around the bridge. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back next week.